Oh, we're on.
Well, there we go. Welcome everybody to we were just having too much fun off camera. So welcome to the Joy and Sean show. We're doing this weekly, as you know, and we're just covering different topics on, things that come up with us, things we hear through send out cards, other topics. We'll probably have one where we're going to just tell you how we do this Zoom when we don't have a topic at all. So,
and it was almost today.
Yeah, that was it. So Joy couldn't get the lighting right. So we started a half hour ago, but we just hit record. So, but this week, what we're going to talk about is, we all have our customers. We should have our customers. That's what drives our business. And, some of the things that we try to tell them to do with the cards that they do, and other things that they shouldn't do that with the cards. So that's just what we're going to kind of discuss today. And then we'll talk about, what we coach people on when doing the back of the card. And then I love the topic, and it's probably at least once a day on our SOC official pages. I'm meeting with, you name the industry, what do I tell them to say? So we're going to talk about that too. So when you have a new customer, Joy, how do you tell them to use the card system, or questions you ask and kind of lead them down the path they should be going?
Well, when we meet with somebody, it's always about business, about their business. But what I try to do with everybody is like, okay, well, here's what I'm going to tell you. They've decided what they're going to do, and whether it's it only really works with the card a day or the free card, because
Right.
now they don't have to worry about paying extra other than the stamps on the page or the card a day. So, but I will tell them, I say, okay, now I'm going to flip your thinking a little bit. And it's like, for the next 30 days, we're not going to think about your business.
Mm-hmm.
We're just going to think about sending a card a day.
Good.
That's it. Just a card a day, and it takes a while to kind of get them to kind of switch around a little bit. I said, that's what we want to do. I mean, that's what we're all about. I said, I want to get you used to the system, and I want to get you used to showing gratitude. And I said, it can be just as simple as I appreciate you, or, I'm thinking about you, just something beyond your business.
Right.
Your business is going to come. We're going to start kind of from the back side, be working on what we're going to do for your business. But for now, it's about just getting yourself used to the system and getting used to the policy, the reciprocity by sending cards out.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I think that's the. I just had a meeting at 3:00, and she loved it. She's going to do the add-on because she wants to do birthday cards for her business, and she's like, well, I'm just going to start the 17. I said, great. I said, I want you to send a card a day. Get up in the morning, whoever you think of. It does same thing. Doesn't have to be for business. Just the first person you think of, kind of the Cody thing. I think of somebody, send them a card. And her thing was, she was sending a card when I was walking her through it. She sent her a card to her. This is my bestie, and she showed me the picture of. And then she got to the, what do I say? Like, what should you say? What should you tell her? Oh, and then a typing she went. So I think that is the hardest thing for businesses, to get that. Well, I got to talk about my business. I got to tell them where I'm at. I got to put my logo in there, and I got to do. No, you can, but you're not going to get much out of that.
Right.
Maybe awareness, but you're not going to get by saying thank you and I appreciate you, whether that's a person in their family or somebody they do business with. That goes, as we know, 100% farther than the, hey, we're at 5th and Main. Come see me. I'm open from 9 to 5, and love to have you, as a customer, or what, So you're right. I think that's the biggest thing to try to get through people when we've been beat up about branding for 20 years now. I show a lot of realtors, and I got my logo on the back, or my glamour shop, and I usually joke the back of the. I tell them, look, the front of the card and the inside of the card, that's all about who you're sending it to. 100%. The back is now about you, and I usually joke, don't put your glamour shot photo on there. We all have them. But that should be something more about you and what you like to do. And, whether that's a picture of your family at the beach or the mountains, or you and your spouse, or you and your kids, that should be more about you. And because you never know what's going to connect with that person you're sending it to.
Yeah,
so.
I love that shot. I really got to do more of that myself, actually, because, not me personally, but when I'm talking to somebody, because, the branding on the back is huge, and you're not branding your business, you're branding you.
Right.
So whatever you put on the back, it's about you,
Right.
This is the only time it can be about you,
Right. Hard to know. unless you're sending it to yourself. I
Yeah,
need a picture
yeah,
of it. I'm going to send
exactly.
myself a card.
Kind of thing. So put something fun on the back. Put something that's, that's relevant to maybe, like every time birthday cards are sent out, I don't have anything on the back but happy birthday again, or
Right.
another little image back there that way, kind of thing. So that's huge for businesses to
Yeah.
kind of get through that, and it's interesting because I met with a business the other day and they when they signed it, they put the name of the agency on the inside with all their names. Now he does brand the back of his business, with what he's
Right.
doing. And it's like, you never want that on the inside of your card.
No.
I said, it's all about you guys, your names, kind of a thing. So, and they've been doing it for a while and it's like, why do I keep telling them that? They're in that mindset, it's just.
Well, and remember I think it was Dave Smith when he was talking about Sendogo, and he had the phone call from the guy that, he set him up to use through Salesforce and did their campaigns for them. And the guy was just like, 6 months in was like, oh my God, it's so great. And Dave's like, you want to take it to another level? Yeah. Do your own cards. Make your own card. Make it about them and watch what that happens. And we heard it in his voice when he left that voicemail, like, oh my God, I thought I was at a good level. Now I'm at even higher level.
Yeah.
And I tried to share my story when I was sending out for mortgages. When the cards I sent out were just to stay top of mind with the different holidays throughout the year, I always got business. Mm-hmm. When I tried to get business, hey, you're at this rate, I can lower your, nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. So people don't want to be sold. They just want to know that you're there. And when I need you, I know you're there for them.
Right. Exactly. It's interesting. The one client that I have, he sends a card one every month, to his top 100 people. And in the course of the 12 months, I said, in the course of the 12 cards in his 12 months, I said, only 2 of them are you going to say anything about your business. Everything else is going to be pretty random. So, and they picked out a card. September 15th is I Love Lucy Day. Just so you
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So anyways, so the admin, she went and she found this wonderful I Love Lucy card. And of course it was her doing one of the crazy things, but she's got this look like, on her face. Right. And so on the inside of it just said something, come in for your quote and everything. I said, okay, let's work on this a little bit on the inside, So we kind of like on the left panel, put something about I Love Lucy Day. And then on the inside it says, don't look like Lucy here when you realize you should have updated your policy, or something like that,
Yeah.
So it just went on. They said, oh, that's so good. I said, so it'll be real interesting.
Why we're here.
yeah. So it's just kind of fun to coach her through that process, and it'll be real fun to see, how that card goes out. But,
absolutely.
But it makes such a difference, and they do brand the back of it. They have their agency on the back, but that's the only place they have it. And that's it. The inside is always their names. And
I always try to, and I always love the Maya Angelou quote. And the whole quote is, people will forget what you say, people will forget what you do, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Right. And I always try to, if you're stumped, just let that quote run through your head and just say what you should be saying to people, or, the thank yous, or, I really appreciate you, or I'm thinking about you. So that's what I always try to do.
Good. That's
and
good.
It's funny. We had there's 2 big networking Facebook groups in Columbus, and they both have a couple events each month. So yesterday we had one called Blocko, which is Business Leaders of Central Ohio, and Blocko, Ohio State. Yeah, just by coincidence. But I bet you I got 5 or 6 shout outs and there's 70, 80 people in this room about the great cards, or I've done this with cards. And, it tells you that I'm doing them for the right reason. And the girl I met with today, she's like, God, how many did you pay those people? I'm like, no, those are just, one realtor said, Meyer, they have the horses, any horses. Yeah. So his girlfriend he got on one, and I put it on Facebook. So I sent a card and said, when you really want to be in the rodeo, and I just did a flat card, and he mentioned it yesterday. That's probably months ago. And he goes, and just careful what you post on Facebook, because you might get something from Sean if you posted it, but that's what's fun about it. And that's what people are going to remember. So,
yeah. And you brought up a good point too. And it's, I came across this with a couple of people this week. It's like, well, I sent out 100 cards and I only heard from 4 people, or I'm doing these campaign touch cards for my team, but nobody ever says anything. I said, if you're expecting that, you're not sending it for the right reason.
Right.
I mean, you're just
Jordan said that, like,
for the right reason.
I'm giving and I'm giving and I'm giving. I haven't gotten anything yet.
Yeah, I know. And it's like,
it might not be in the right frame of mind.
Yeah. So you have to kind of like never forget. I told her, I said, you got to remember, it's not about who you hear from. Right. It's about the fact of what those cards are doing when they get it, right. And I said, and if you're sending to expect it, then wrong reasons.
And those intentions, and we've talked about it, those intentions come through those cards.
Mm-hmm.
People can read it if you are trying to get something out of them, even if it's all about them. They can sense that. So
right.
You really do have to come from the right place and just say, I'm doing this because it's the right thing to do for this person.
Right.
So,
exactly.
And you're doing it right when you get the, hey, thanks for the card. And you're like, oh, shit, what did that be? Card history. Oh, yeah. Okay,
I do that almost every day. It's like, oh, what card did I send them?
Oh, yeah.
And then it's really funny when you get a message on Facebook, but you're not really friends with them, but you sent a card and it's only the first name, and now you're trying to find out who this person is. It's like, what did I send these people? I actually got a thank you in the mail, a handwritten thank you from somebody.
Very cool.
That had gotten a card and brownies and everything. And all she did was sign her first name, and there was no return address. So it's like, I really
help me out here.
What did I send them?
Well, it's probably just from a month in. So
either, It was just like, thanks for the goodies. I'm thinking, what did I send?
What did I send you? Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, Sean, I don't know if you come across people that, it's like, what do I say in the card? We kind of touched on it a little bit, and just thanking people for being
thankful.
In your life. Thank them for contributing something in your life, or thank them for being there with a funny joke on Facebook,
Right.
Thanks for posting such positive stuff on, or whatever. I mean, it's, again, you think about them, why are you sending them that card,
It's, I wish I was more eloquent with my writing, and I heard some of those cards that, Jordan got, and the words that were that he read. I'm like, man, I wish but again, it does go back to, just a simple thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're going to keep that. It's going to be, and you may not hear from them. I mean, the hundreds of cards I send each month, and I don't hear from everybody, and I don't expect to, but I know they're having impacts,
Right. Right.
So,
exactly.
And I think the other thing is getting people to understand the promptings. And, I share Cody's story every time I show somebody. And that was kind of my transition into just being a user to really being more of an affiliate. Because I knew he wasn't going to sell the company. It's, it's his legacy. It's his brother's legacy. So it's interesting. And I don't know if I had a couple people the last couple weeks come up to me and say, hey, I sent a card and I got a call from the person. It just hit them on the right day. And I'm like, that's how it works.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, hey, kind of like, as you're saying that, when you tell Cody's story, where do you do that in the presentation when you're sitting down with somebody?
I usually incorporate that, just kind of my quick, I have a almost 30-year career in banking and financial services and lending. And, I got introduced to send out cards when I was in a BNI meeting, and mine was, I do thank you cards, and passed them on. And then about 3 years in, I just fell in love with send out more than I liked doing mortgages, and went to a treat 'em right. And, I was looking for the answer. Am I going to build this and somebody's going to take it away? So, and then I say, hey, look, they showed a video of Cody and he told his story. And that's how, I kind of throw it into, I was looking for that. I mean, I didn't know what it was, but I wanted a reason to build this and understand that this company wasn't going to go away in 5 or 10 years. So to me, when I heard that story, I was sold. But that's how I kind of incorporate Cody's story into every present. And my spiel's pretty much the same, with just my backstory and, how I, found it and how I fell in love with it. And then I heard Cody's story, and then I was sold on building it. So that's how I do it.
No, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I found myself sometimes when I've got my story and I got his story, it's kind of like, how many stories can you say?
Right. And
I was,
then my mom, no.
yeah.
Where the hell did that one come from? Yeah. Yeah. And then you just get that blank look on their face and you're like, okay, I probably should shut up right now. Sorry.
Like, okay, let's move on.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Next.
So, well, that's good.
But yeah, I just kind of encapsulated, and it is part of my story because I was looking, to find an answer on whether this was going to continue. And when, after hearing his story, so that's how I do it.
Right. That's cool. That's cool.
Then I just and it is a compelling story, and not many companies have Cody's story and what we have and where that's why this company's here. So.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why this company is here for the long haul too, because the story behind it.
Right.
There's I had somebody approach me the other day. Oh, there's competition coming out there, and I say, well, that's fine, that's good.
Bring it on.
Competition's good. Yep. Bring it on. I said, but the soul of this company is, I don't know who.
Nobody has that.
Nobody has it. And
Yep.
I don't think it can ever be replaced. Yep. And that's what we all instilled on with every card that we send out there. And it's so true. I mean, even myself, when I'm sitting here sending cards, it's like when those people get the cards, they are on a day that they need it.
Yep.
You're getting that prompting, like you say, we're getting that prompting to send that card to that person that day, so.
It lands at the right time.
Yeah. Yeah. So have you ever scrolled Facebook, found a picture, saved it, and then when you went to send the card, you forgot whose picture was that?
I try to do them pretty quickly. Yeah, only save 4 or 5 at a time. Because you'll like, okay, whose daughter or son was that, and what did
I
they?
know. I was going through my pictures the other day, and it's like, oh my gosh, I had this cutest little picture of the little flower girl and ring bear. They both had to be under 2 years old.
Okay.
But they caught some shots of them holding hands, looking out.
Oh, very cool.
And look at that.
Now who? Damn it.
I'm like, oh my gosh, who's this card for? And sooner or later you'll come across that picture again on Facebook. Somebody else.
There we go. Yeah, now's the right time. It just wasn't the right time to send the card at that time. That's
exactly right.
Yeah, so I only try to save 3 or 4 at a time and then go immediately in and send those cards because I've got myself like, yeah, who's that? Yeah, so that's how I try to keep up on it.
A little tip out there for affiliates. One of the things I'm starting to learn to do a little bit more, just catches me off guard sometimes and I forget, but I actually do a screenshot instead of just saving the picture.
Okay.
And that way now you've got the name up there, so then you can
Yeah. Hope I sent this one to the right person. Or go back and forth a couple times. Yeah, okay, it's good. We're good.
Yeah, I think you sent me a card, but this wasn't me, It's
Oh.
really cute.
What did send out cards do?
Oh, look at this.
Couldn't have been me. Yeah. Yeah, and the other thing, again, when scrolling and when people are meeting with a certain profession, it doesn't matter the profession. What you talked about is have that person, whether they do insurance or financial planning or they're a realtor or they do sales or they have their own business, just be grateful to your customers. Mm-hmm. Teach them to do that first.
Mm-hmm.
That way, it's not about the insurance business. It's not about it's just showing, like the young lady I met with today, she's like, and I knew what the answer was going to be. She goes, I told some of the people I work with that I want to do birthday cards and I want to do, before we met, we just met yesterday. She was telling her people that she worked with, she goes, I want to do birthday cards and I want to do the anniversary of their policy. And even if they don't sign something with me, I just want to say thank you for meeting with me. And I said, what was the response from the people? They're like, oh, that's a waste of money. And I said, that's why you're going to be more successful than them. Because you're doing the right habits, you're doing the right behaviors, and that is going to, and she goes, I've talked to people all the time where they say, I signed this insurance policy. I've never heard from a person again.
Yep.
And I said, there's no loyalty there. So if you're dripping on them 2 or 3 times a year and somebody else is approaching them, they're never going to go anywhere.
Right.
Right. So, but it's funny how she, and I knew, because I knew when I asked, I knew that was going to be the answer. Like, oh, why would you do that? So,
yeah.
But it is just, being grateful, being thankful, mm-hmm. Saying the right things. And I always tell people that I talk to, do you friend your clients on Facebook?
Mm-hmm.
And some will go, well, no, I met with 2 young guys and the guy was like, I probably should delete some pictures before I do that. Maybe do that. be a little more professional, or from your college days, maybe get rid of those photos. But yeah, because when, like you said, if you see one of your clients post a picture of the ring bearer and you send them a card. And the girl today, she's like, it's just, you're sending out joy. And I'm like, yeah, actually I'm talking to her later too. So, but if you're doing, you are, as we all try to do, we're just making our little world a little better place. So if you can relay that to people, and some will get it, and some won't, but that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And, when you can pass that threshold of like not worrying about the ones that don't and concentrate more on the people that do, then you're doing what you're doing for the right reason.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of a thing, because, it is. And you kind of brought up a point. We're talking about what we teach our customers to do. Never forget how many customers you personally have.
Oh, absolutely.
How many customers do you have in your downline? Do you treat them the way that we're talking about?
Right.
Teaching business owners to do, because you're a business owner. This is your business. These are customers, and it doesn't matter, whether they're using it, whether they're not using it, I mean, they're part of your business that made you get where you are today.
Yep.
Absolutely. So, yeah. So don't forget that either, So, well, that's good. Well, hey, this has been fun.
What else? Yeah.
I don't know, Gosh, we got to say something.
Well, next week we're having former President Bush and Ellen DeGeneres on to talk about the controversy of them sitting together at the Cowboys game.
Oh my gosh, that was amazing.
Her response was perfect. When I say be kind to one another, I don't mean just the people that you like and agree with. I mean, it's everybody. And
it is.
So I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah,
I thought that it was sad that she had to approach it, and that she got some grief for sitting next to him. But no, that shows that it's okay if we disagree on all the subjects. We can still be friends.
Well, Sean, I'm sure there's something we disagree on, but
I'm sure
we haven't discovered it yet. You guys will be real blessed if we bring that.
Right. We'll have a Zoom on that one. Yeah. I cannot believe Joy likes cotton candy. Good God.
So, well, hey, it's been good. I know we're gonna have Darla on here one of these days. She's out traveling she's like taking her husband's birthday, and kind of like stretched into like 2 weeks all over.
Because we can.
Because I got it.
Absolutely.
I got it. So we'll have her on. We'll have other guests on here. But we thank all of you for listening and watching. And we are putting these on YouTube as well. But please go back and pass it on to somebody else. And we'd love to hear your comments. We'd love to hear what you think, and maybe a subject that might be of interest to you. And Sean and I, not that we've done everything, but we've done a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's experiences with everything we do. And as you can tell with these, we're very candid and, open with transparency, if you want to use that word or whatever.
Right.
We enjoy this. We hope we're helping you in some way, because Sean's definitely helped me. I love his ideas, and we bounce these off of each other.
Likewise.
It's a lot of fun. So until next week, folks, have a wonderful week. And the holidays are coming. Don't forget about that.
Right. Good time to sell the system package.
You got it. You got it. So, okay. Well, bye. See you, Sean.